This is Horde Chief, and welcome back to another episode of War with a Horde. This week, we're up against AMANHECER. First, we're going to be going down to number 9. This will be red on a Town Hall 7. Going to be bringing drags. Going to be starting off cutting off these builders' huts. And that allows him to not have to come back once he gets through the base. Having to clean back up these builders' huts, so it cuts out a lot of time being able to do that. Striking down the air defense on the back end. Trying to come in away from the sweeper. Putting a couple of drags over there on the CC drag. He's had a couple of times where that CC drag literally took out his whole group of dragons. So he's gotten smart. Putting them where the CC drag can only hit one of his drags at a time. And he did something really smart right here. Going to be putting in his loons on this south AD. That sweeper facing towards the west or northwest. It's actually going to help him get to that second AD. As you watch, as soon as they go for that mortar, sweeper's going to push and get him right to that AD. Only has a few drags left, but as you can see, there's just a Tesla and 2 archer towers left, really to do any damage to these drags. You're not really too much worried about that wizard tower on any drags. Got the king pulling the last archer tower, so it's pretty much a done thing. Drag's gonna get stuck on the king there for a second before they're able to move to that storage and into the archer tower. But did a real good job of funneling, making sure he was getting through the center of that base and to those ADs. And that's really key to the drag attack, trying to cut off those sides. But as you see, it left that west army camp over there. They go for this second to last hut, over to the army camp, and then to the last hut. Really good job by Red. First time making it on the YouTube video. Alright, next we're going to be going up to number 7. This will be Warden hitting a Town Hall 8. Town Hall 7, all intents and purposes, except for the extra defenses. Pulling the CC out, only had 20 troops base in CC. And of course had the max drag. Going to be luring it out with some archers, getting it out to this corner, and getting it down with some wizards. Going to distract him with a bunch of archers, dropping the wizards in behind, putting a couple of archers up under him, keep him off of these wizards, as they do tend to step up a little bit past the archers. A lot of people like to use barbs in this instance. Dropping the king there, found a giant bomb. This was an unscouted base, so we had no clue where any of it was. Dropping the CC hogs, and was actually hoping, as you see dropping this heal, that they were going to go towards that bomber tower. But ended up being nearly a completely wasted heal. But going to work around surgically all the way around this base. Trying to keep these hills in places where they're going to be taking the most damage. The wizard tower up top is really only hitting one hog at a time. But this next wizard tower is going to be hitting a few at a time, so he's going to drop a hill right there. Certainly trying to work with these skeleton traps with no poison, seeing as Town Hall 7 doesn't have poison. And getting the hogs in on the sweeper down here to pull the only giant bomb spot left in the base. But everything will end up right on that bomber tower, which can be very deadly. But hogs were able to pull through and go straight to clean up. So we'll speed this up. Had a lot of storages on the inside of this base, so it was real good that had a lot of hogs left. Another good attack by Warden. Next, we are going to be going up to number 4, I think. Nope, number 5. And this will be Sorceress, actually hitting a Town Hall 11. First off, as you can see, this queen is really close to the outside of the base. AD not really protecting her as far out as her circle's going to let her go. And both of these bomber towers over here with all the giant bombs right next to them. So going to be doing a go-wee on this east side of the base. Going to be putting in the wall breakers away from the splash damage of that bomber tower. Got the max Gullum with the CC. Getting a good cut in. Plenty of wizards to be able to take out the enemy CC troops. Taking out a bunch of giant bombs. Taking out the bomber towers. Going to drop in a couple of Valks because we knew that the wizards were most likely going to die to a bunch of giant bombs. So throwing in those Valks to pull any extra that you possibly can. But they actually went to this center. We were hoping they were going to go down to these archer towers, so that was kind of unexpected. Dropping the suicide drags up here on the west side and hogs on the south. Suicide drags did not go as expected. He went for the queen, but was right there at the air defense, so left the queen kind of up. But we get really lucky. Drop the poison there on the king. Queen goes aggro on the king. And actually, as soon as she steps up, the enemy queen's going to hit her. And she's going to take that last shot at the queen. So it's going to allow these hogs to just kind of run rampant on this base for the rest of the cleanup. But like I said, that archer tower and Tesla down on the south end of the base were not expected to be left. So it's going to take a lot of time off. And it comes really close to even being able to get the cleanup done. But getting the last archer tower, the Tesla, has the drag up north to clean that full section up there. Level 4 drag is going to clean up pretty quick, even though it has storages and a couple of buildings to get through. Going to drop that archer up there kind of premature. As you see, they're going to get through this town hall and the king pad. There's a builder's hut on the very south corner. So it's already cutting it close, and that just made it that much worse. But that was basically this war with AMANHECER. We're in the middle of another war right now. Gonna go over to it and show you kind of how things are working. This is up against the Phil Hunters 2. As you see, they've done a lot of work on our bases. We've still got their 1 and 2 to get done, and their number 5 to finish out. And we're going to go to a live hit right here. This is going to be AJ on the number 7. Looks like he's going to be using a Gova low. Yep, AD's being in the center. This is going to be a really good attack. Pulled CC out with a hog and actually got a couple of skeleton traps, which isn't really that great when you're not using hogs. So it's going to kind of hamper his CC kill, certainly with a drag baby drag combo. They can be kind of tough to take down. And there's going to... Yep, losing a bunch of wizards right here. It's going to have to drop 2. If he drops 1, it's going to kill it before it can hit it. Nice. Drop the 2. Got the drag down. Going to be dropping this Gullum in up here. Help get this funnel. Dropping some giants, I guess, to kind of help work through this base, maybe to even help cut right there on this south side. Getting a decently wide funnel worked in. Looks like should be trying to pull a... I'm going to be using the EQ, okay. Got the EQ to open the base straight to the center, right where these ADs are. Letting the Valks go. CC Valks, had to throw a bowler in there just to fill up the space. And the heroes, keeping these Valks healed up because you want them to definitely get to these ADs and knock them out. And as soon as they start taking ADs, I'm guessing he's going to be throwing in some balloons. Alright, down to the last AD. Yep, and there they go. 2 balloons. Looks pretty much for each section, and that's definitely going to be enough. Very nice, AJ. Looking good. And don't have the ability for fast forward on this, so we're going to sit here and watch this cleanup. I mean, look at the amount of Valks. Yeah, I'm gonna. Beautiful. Nice. Yeah, look at the amount of these Valks. And King's perfectly healed up. Plenty of balloons to go around, clean up. That's awesome. Got a couple of corners. Valk's gonna step out to get this one and build her hut right here. Had the King Rage still left. Very nice. And this was actually the first live hit. I guess we're going to... We hadn't even came up with a name for this yet. You just got... Horde live, maybe? Let's put that in quotations. Horde live. This is probably a name that we're going to work on, but that was it. And until next time, this was Chief.
War with the Horde.